From a leg up to a deep hole. Next, as we dig deep into the past of the Jerry Ryan Show, to remember Mickey Joe Brady, who attempted to beat Texan Bill White's record of staying underground for 141 days. Aided by his press consultant, Pat Breslin, and buried 8 feet underground in a little box connected to the wider world with only a length of Wavan pipe, Barbara Jordan went to visit him after 3 weeks underground. She found him not in the best of spirits.
Well, there's sort of few difficulties. He's not in the best of spirits at the moment. Like, we went through a bad patch there. Every bloody weekend, like I said this to you the last time I was talking about it, every weekend he seems to hit a low because it's the middle of the week for him, having gone down on a Wednesday, you know.
That's right, yeah.
But I'm having...
Are you still remaining on site in the caravan headquarters?
I am, but there's a bit of a problem now. I'm engaged to a girl from out beyond Nobber, right?
Yeah.
And, I haven't been seeing that much of her, obviously, because I've been tied up here, you know, with Mickey.
Yeah.
And the problem is now that she went and got me a ticket for the All-Ireland. Now, I'm not the meat man myself, but she's going up for the final.
Right.
Barbara says hurling there. I mean, it's football, obviously. But anyway, she's going up for the final on Sunday, and she's obviously insisting, having got me a ticket, like the whole family got one, and they got one for me, you know. Which is a bit of a problem because there's also a field day on in the local parish here, right? So we're finding it very difficult to get somebody to stay basically through from dinner time until maybe late on Sunday evening. And I was suggesting to Barbara this morning that she might like to come down and maybe... Well, she wouldn't be able to report to herself because she wouldn't be on there, but she might like to stay here. But she wasn't very enthusiastic. And I'm finding it very hard to get anyone locally because there was a great drive of interest in the beginning and people is getting sort of...
Are people actually getting bored with it now?
Well, I suppose they are, you know. It's not the most exciting spectator sport in the world to be here, you know. And I suppose they are getting a bit. And I find it very hard to get anyone. So I was suggesting she might sit in here on Sunday.
Well, I'll see what I can do, Pat. I mean, it's only a few hours. I mean,
see, we can't bring in just anybody because it has to be somebody that knows the ropes, like. And she's been here as much as most people have.
All right, I tell you what, I'll have a word with her about that, and we'll see what we can do for you on that score.
I mean, I am not that fussy about going to the match myself. I'd be happy to watch it, but like there's certain, you know, like the pressure
I know
from below.
I know. You don't want to cause insult by refusing the offer. Yeah.
No.
Now, before I talk to him, I presume I can talk to him this morning.
Oh yeah. So
before I talk to him,
top of the pipe.
You were saying there that he's a little bit down at the moment.
Well, over the weekend he done very little talking to us.
Yeah.
Right? I was getting worried about him. I had a feeling he was all right, but he wouldn't talk. He wouldn't talk for hours on end there. And normally he won't talk during the night because he'd be trying to get a bit of sleep and that sort of thing, or else you'd know when he'd nodded off for an hour or two during the day.
Pat, do you not worry when he goes silent? I mean, how
can
you tell that he's still alive,
it's hard for me to explain, but you get a feeling. You get a feeling that it's like watching somebody that's very sick. You know when they're there and you know when they're gone, you know. But it's hard to... It's just that, there'd be times, we're getting into a sort of a routine where he'd talk to me at certain times and I'd be expecting him to talk to me, and then I'd know that he was hearing me and I'd know that he was awake, but he wouldn't talk to me, and that's a bit off-putting.
Right.
So that's the latest phase that he's going through, you know.
All right, so let's have a chat with him and see how he is at the moment.
Right, I'll put him on to you here now. Hold on. Right? You all right? Hello, Jerry, how are you?
Mickey Joe, Jerry Ryan here.
Jerry, how are you doing? It's great to hear from you again.
Great, how are you?
Jerry, I was a bit depressed, Jerry. I'll tell you the reason why. The dog is up there on the top, Jerry, and he's fretting because he knows there's something wrong.
Yeah.
He knows I'm down here, and he can't get up down to me.
Your dog is?
My wee dog is up there on the top.
I didn't know about that. They didn't tell me that your dog was there.
Poor Blackie's up there on the top, and he knows I'm down here. And he came over the other night, Jerry, and the whining of him at the pipe there will break your heart.
So, are you talking to Blackie through the Wavan pipe?
To him, but you know the way it is when a dog cannot understand what a man is doing. He can only see and go along with things himself, Jerry.
I understand. So it must be very confusing for him to hear his master's voice coming up out of the ground.
That's the one thing, Jerry, breaking my heart. I'd love to be able to give him a good hug. Jerry, I really want that poor wee dog out there, Jerry.
Well, now, I mean, now, Mickey Joe now. Mickey Joe, can you hear me?
I can't, Jerry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your dog will be fine, Mickey Joe, and to be perfectly honest...
Pat's looking after him, Jerry, but if Pat goes away...
I know, no, Pat won't go away and leave you unattended. We're going to try and arrange to have Barbara to stand by for the few hours that Pat... Well, Mickey Joe, I think there's other things to worry about besides Blackie. Blackie'll be fine.
I know, Jerry, but
sure, he'd be well able...
tell an animal what a human's doing. the animal can only look for himself, and if he cannot understand actions, well then he doesn't know what to do, Jerry.
I know, but I'm sure that he isn't that upset, Mickey Joe.
Jerry, I'm writing poetry, Jerry. That's one thing that I find gives me a great sort of...
Have you got a poem there that you've written?
Jerry, I'll read it for you now.
Thanks.
I wrote this the other night, Jerry, when I could hear the church bell ringing away in the village. Where does the sound of the church bell go when it fades? Does it ring forever in no time? Where does the light of the soul go when we die? Does it shine forever in no place? If there is no place and no time for what was and will be, then tell me, my friend, where are we now?
That's very good. What do you call it?
Experience, Jerry.
Experience.
Yes, Jerry.
All right, Mickey Joe, we're coming up now to the end of the show.
Right, Jerry.
And I'll take my leave of you now. Chin up, old fella.
Well,
Chin
Jerry,
up.
It's great to hear from you again.
Great. I'll
Fill
talk
me
to you.
up, Jerry.
If you stay on the line, I'll talk to you after I've come out of the studio.
God bless you, Jerry.
We've nearly lost him there, I think. All right. Bye. Good day to you.
Good
Bye-bye.
afternoon, Jerry.
Keep your...